Hey, soldiers. Now, this one, we're going to have to tap dance gingerly around because this subject contains a lot of concepts and words that YouTube will not like. All right. So I'm going to rely on the outstanding intelligence of this audience to, pick up on a lot of context clues here. All right. We got Target. All right. Now, Target is proving why you should just sell your wares, why you should not, as a corporation, try to align yourself with any particular political ideology. Okay. Because at the end of the day, unless you walk a very, very fine line, you risk not only not being able to incorporate new constituencies, okay, but you also risk alienating all sides, okay? So this is definitely something you don't want to do. Now, I know that there is this notion out there that, okay, well, the baby boomers are dying off, so we need to transition and get, another segment of the population to buy. Well, if you're a Target, are you suggesting that people in the LGBTQ plus community don't already shop at your stores? Okay. I would beg to differ. I think that up until this point, Target has never done anything that would have made any constituency second guess whether or not they shop there, right? Just like Budweiser, all right? I don't drink it, all right? If I feel like something, like if I feel like drinking water, I'll drink water. I think water is a little bit stronger than Budweiser. But a lot of people drink it, and I got a buddy. We're going back and forth on the effectiveness of this boycott of Budweiser. And I told him, I said, well, Anheuser-Busch has almost lost $6 billion in market cap. So he sends me a picture of a Bud Light can. He's got a Bud Light can and a Bud Lime can. And I'm like, okay, so their market cap just went up by $12. Anyway, he got a kick out of that. He's a good-natured guy, great guy. We just, the reality of it is Budweiser's losing money. Okay, they're losing money, hand over fist. That's a reality, all right? And Target has started to see an impact as well because they've misread the room, all right? And I have said with Budweiser, obviously, plenty of people that identify as LGBTQ plus are already drinking Budweiser because when we did the profile of the bars in the San Francisco area that had said we're not going to serve Anheuser-Busch products in these bars anymore. They are bars that, and I hate to say gay bars, because is there a straight bar? Is there a straight bar? Like, who the hell cares who's sleeping with who? Come in the bar to get a drink. All right, so bars in San Francisco, they have said, no, we're not serving this product line anymore because we don't believe that Anheuser-Busch has been vociferous enough in pushing back against the people who are boycotting because of a certain social media influencer that Budweiser got into an arrangement with to market the product. Look, guys, go ahead and hit subscribe, enlist, become a soldier of finance. Let me know you did so in the comments. I will salute you. I need you to hit that thumbs up too. Go ahead and do that now. If you haven't already, you guys will do such a good job with that. It really helps the videos. And I want you to check out this documentary we did. We'll link to it later on. It's a documentary about how BlackRock is actually driving a lot of what we are seeing as this ultra PC leftist direction that a lot of these corporations are moving into. That documentary is going to explain to you why this is happening, why now, and who's profiting. And they're using your money to do it. So you don't want to miss that documentary. All right, guys, Target stores have been hit with a threat. That's the type of threat where if you spell out T-O-M-B, like King Tut's tomb, but you replace that first letter, T, with a B, it's that type of threat. And, you got to always take that stuff seriously, man, because if that's real, and something like that occurs, and a lot of innocent people, think about who's in the Target store, okay? Workers who do not set corporate policy, okay? You've got, obviously, customers in there as well who are just trying to shop and, get some stuff done. They do not set any corporate policy, okay? To threaten the executives of this company would be dead wrong, okay? They're not if you have some ire against them because of a decision they made, then sure, you might want to exercise your free will to stop shopping there, or maybe write them a letter expressing your disagreement. Fine, okay? But to go this far, man, things are really getting ugly out there. So Target stores were hit with that type of threat after, quote, turning its back, unquote, on the LGBTQ plus community.
This all stems from Target's decision to pull some Pride Month merchandise off its shelves. This after some customers started threatening store employees and even knocking over displays. The person who sent us this threat said that Target turned its back on the LGBT community.
At least 5 Targets in multiple states received these threats. We'll call them tomb threats. Okay, you know where I'm going with that, but YouTube's not going to tolerate me saying that, so I'm got to protect the platform. So they were hit with these threats on Friday over company executives pulling the Pride collection section because of mounting boycotts, leading to multiple stores being evacuated as police and the FBI searched for these types of devices. Okay. Now here is this is a threatening email that was sent to some of the Target locations in Ohio and one in Pennsylvania. It says, Target, this is a quote, Target is full of blank cowards who turned their back on the LGBT community and decided to cater to homophobic, right-wing, redneck bigots who protested and vandalized their store. Now, I'm not, oh yeah, the guy did tear down the sign. We covered that and he stomped on it. Yeah, that happened. But this is not something systematic, okay? It's not and this isn't either. Now, who knows? This could be, who knows if this is authentic, because we got a lot of Jussie Smolletting that has gone on in this nation in the past few years, where you think one group is responsible for something, but then, after investigation, it turns out to be a completely different story. So while this email does make it appear that this is coming from someone in the LGBT community or on the left, okay, that may not be the case. Okay, we can't jump to conclusions. It's 2023, guys. The world is a strange place. The letter goes on to say, we won't stand idly by as the far right continues to hunt us down. We are sending you a message. We placed a tomb in the following targets. We will continue to tomb your targets until you stop cowering and bring back your LGBT merchandise. Now, I could be wrong here, but the person keeps saying LGBT. And I think someone that is this apoplectic about that move, if they were in that community, they would go with the whole thing, okay? LGBTQ plus, which is what I say, because I can't remember all day. And a letter is added each year. Or they would go with the whole thing, okay? LGBTQIA, and then it's like something else. So, I don't know. I have my suspicions. Let's just say that. One shopper told 19 News, quote, I know a lot of people around here are not a fan of LGBT, that kind of stuff. Me personally, I mean, whatever. I never thought someone would go so far as to threaten in that way, unquote. In Utah, local media outlet KUTV said tomb threats were made to Target stores in Layton, Salt Lake, Taylorsville, and Provo. On Thursday, one day before the bomb, I blanked that out. They almost had me. On Thursday, one day before the tomb threat was made, we reported a Fox News insider confirmed Target stores across the South and rural America remove controversial LGBT-themed products ahead of June Pride Month to avoid further backlash. Some products range from tuck-friendly, quote, swimsuits for transgender people to gender-fluid coffee mugs. A gender-fluid... whatever. The insider... How can you have a gender-fluid coffee mug? Maybe it's just something written on it? I don't know. The insider said the reasoning behind such an abrupt move is quote, to avoid the kind of backlash Bud Light has received in recent weeks. So again, guys, look, they would never be in this situation. They've been doing the Pride Month thing for years now. Okay. I remember when Skittles, this is how these companies are so tone deaf. I remember when Skittles, they came out a few years ago with a Pride Month themed marketing campaign. And now Skittles, what's their slogan? It had been Taste the Rainbow, right? And this is before the LGBT community kind of incorporated that into their, marketing. Taste the Rainbow. I can remember that when I was a kid. Taste the Rainbow. That was Skittles, okay? To me, that seems tailor-made for Pride Month. And you already have it. But what did they do? They took away, Skittles decided that for Pride Month, they would produce all white Skittles. They would take the colors away. And they came up with we're all the same. We're all the same. White, you guys were, diverse in terms of color, at least. And I would presume flavor too. I don't like Skittles. I'm a Starburst guy. Insanity. All right. Total tone deafness. You didn't have to spend a dime if you were Skittles on changing anything. All you had to do was say, hey, Skittles, taste the rainbow. Boom. There you go. Corporations have freedom of speech under the First Amendment, but have to understand if their political ideologies don't align with customers, then the people also have freedom of speech to voice their opinion. That's why corporations should probably stay out of identity politics or risk pissing off both sides. Because what Target did by moving Pride products to the back, right, they didn't remove them. They moved them to the back. And look, if you know anything about civil rights, okay, moving something to the back of the bus is probably not going to be, a good look. So they moved the products to the back, and scaling down the section will likely spark outrage in the trans community. Look, from a business standpoint, when I go in, let's say I'm going in, I'm looking for socks, okay? I go in, I'm looking for the socks. If I see some trans-themed socks, I'm just going to say, well, those are not for me. I don't know what a trans-themed sock would be, but I also don't know what a gender-fluid coffee mug is. Okay, so we're just playing the game here. Okay, these socks right here, gender-fluid socks, they're not for me. Where are the regular? Okay, here we go. I get them, I pay, I leave. Okay, but that's me. So I'm not saying that people should not voice their, express themselves. If they want to boycott, fine. I don't care if you're gay, straight, whatever. You want to boycott, fine. But Target has, stepped in it because now they are alienating both sides. And this thing, if it goes the direction of the Bud Light and Anheuser-Busch protests, again, not good. And you got people investing in this company, okay? Wanting to trying to make some money. And if that is what these companies will focus on, making money, all right? Having everybody come into the store and be able to find what they need, pay for it, contribute to the bottom line, okay? That would be great. All right, so the Target tune threats come after California governor, and this guy is something else, man. Gavin Newsom, a diehard progressive, tweeted, quote, CEO of Target Brian Cornell selling out the LGBTQ plus community to extremists is a real profile in courage. Gavin Newsom is one of the biggest race baiters. You find this in white liberals, hardcore white leftists. And I'm not talking about the JFK Democrats. I'm talking about this new breed that has hell bent on dividing, going back to their roots, going back to the DNA of the Democrat Party, which, instituted and maintained slavery and Jim Crow. Okay. The same party that, if not for the Republicans, would have never passed the Civil Rights Act. All right. Go look at how that vote came down. That was, but a Democrat president signed the bill. But he never would have been able to do that if it had been for the Republicans. The Democrats, they were going to, that still stands. The filibuster against the Civil Rights Act still stands as the longest filibuster in the history of this nation. Was it Strom Thurmond? Yeah, he contemplated. This is how committed to segregation Strom Thurmond was. The man contemplated having a catheter inserted so that he wouldn't have to go to the restroom to relieve himself and break the filibuster. He settled for some type of, it wasn't a catheterization, but it was a tube that allowed him to relieve himself in a can. As crazy as that sounds, okay? Just insanity, all right? So that's how committed Democrats are and have been throughout history to racial division, ethnic division, all right? This isn't just a couple of stores in the South. There is a systematic attack on the gay community happening across the country. This guy's he's an inciter. He likes to yell fire in a crowded theater. And it's okay to yell fire in a crowded theater if the theater is actually on fire. But this guy wants to foment unrest because that's the stock and trade of the Neo-Democrat Party. Okay, this is how they continue to get elected into office. This guy was once thought of as president. Would you want a president of the United States standing behind a podium, presidential seal on it, pitting one group of Americans against another? We've had that. Okay, we've had that in Woodrow Wilson. We've had that to an extent in Barack Obama. We are having it now in Joe Biden. Okay, this is not good for the country. This is one country that we all have to live under this roof together. Target is removing certain LGBT and Pride Month merchandise from its stores nationwide. This is The Hill saying that. So maybe they did remove some of it. I'd heard that they moved it to the back. So the question is being asked, did Newsom's tweet incite the radical left, that those threats seemingly came out of the radical left? People are asking, did Newsom incite that sort of backlash? The article ends by saying, congratulations to Target's executives who have managed to anger conservatives and progressives. All right, so there you have it. We'll see more of this, guys. North Face is there. People are deciding whether or not what they're going to do with them. I think they might slide past, though, because they're kind of, from where I sit, like Ben and Jerry's. So I don't eat Ben and Jerry's. Okay, I eat this. It's not store-bought, but it's close to it. Now, my wife, she's a Haagen-Dazs fan. I don't eat Ben and Jerry's. Okay, two kooky-ass leftist millionaires many times over who preach a lot of socialism. This is garbage. I don't care if you're making the best ice cream in the world. I'll never have any of it. So, guys, look, go and check out that documentary. I'm really pushing this. I want you to see what's going on and why these DEI, diversity, I can't even remember what the E stands for, and inclusion policies are being pushed so hard now. We go into that in this documentary. Check it out. Share it with a friend. Share it with a loved one. Guys, I'll talk to you soon.